vibrators are designed by men for the most part?
For the most part, historically, that's how they started.
Do you remember your first vibrator?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you still own it?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Ew.
Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show.
We're on, Daniel.
Hey! How's it going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Tosh Show. Hey, do me a favor, guys. No spoilers on the election. I recorded it, and I'm going to watch it in 4 years. I'm just going to go about my day. I'm never going to look at my phone, never going to read any articles, and I'm just going to see if I can tell who won based on how kind people are to one another for the next 4 years. Okay? Thank you for respecting that. Now, I do want to get into some comments that have been made to our YouTube channel. Eddie, I hear you got some good ones.
I got them loaded up. Here we go. From the Chris Cortazzo episode, I love how Daniel Tosh wanted to only interview normal people, so not celebrities, but his version of normal people are basically aristocrats.
Oh, my goodness. And these are fans of mine.
Right.
That are just so dumb. I never said I wanted to interview normal people. I said I wanted to interview interesting people, people that I found interesting. These people that think there's only two types of people in the world, celebrities and normal. Baffling. I think they're aristocrats. Oh, hey, that guy climbs rocks really fast. What an aristocrat.
Yeah, it'd be very opposite.
I mean, give it a break, guys. The show is simple. I think the person's interesting. Let's talk for a little bit. The end. God damn it, Eddie. The first comment already got me heated.
Yeah, you are steaming.
Well, you know, it's a microcosm.
Look at these new fancy thumbnails.
That's funny. I'm glad someone noticed. John sure won't shut the fuck up about them.
Regarding the free plug segment at the end, do any of these people, organizations, whatever, ever tell you that they had one hell of a turnout for their yard sale or community theater production?
You would think, but the answer is no. I've never gotten any feedback like, hey, thanks a lot for doing that. Quite the contrary. The bread company that those ladies were running that I thought was so amazing, right? The focaccia bread, I haven't seen them at the farmer's market since. They just don't show up anymore. By giving them a free plug, I have cost them business, apparently. I don't know.
I mean, I'd love to know what happened at LARP Fest.
Yeah, I'd love to know what happened at LARP Fest. That'd be great. Give us some feedback. Guys, are these plugs, are they reaching the people that I hope?
People. Yeah, the rising sun is basically the swastika of the East Asian countries.
Okay. That's all the fact checking I need. I will never buy another rising sun belt again.
Why the fuck do they still have the stupid video border?
You still got that border up, John? Oh, man. The border. Maybe we do something different with the border.
I wouldn't touch it.
What about if there's an option where you can watch the video without a border?
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah,
so we have two channels. We have Tosh Show on YouTube. You can sign up, subscribe, or we can get Tosh Show without border.
That sounds like it's more inclusive, actually.
See if we can snag that handle before it's long gone.
Next up, I just saw you last month in Vegas. You are still the best stand-up comedian out there. Eddie opened, and he is hilarious as well. First time I had heard his stand-up, but he was really great.
Jesus. Did you pick that one, Eddie?
First I've seen it. I haven't seen this.
Yeah, all right. That's really nice of you. Thank you for coming to see us do stand-up.
As a lady, I like Tosh's tree setup. I never thought about propping up the tree.
Well, as a man, you're welcome. That's our role as men, to make your lady lives easier. By the way, I know that's not my idea. I'm sure a million people have put their Christmas tree on top of, a riser of sorts. It's not, and tons of people are like, you can't trim the branch. Of course you can trim the branches, but the bottom branches, those are the biggest branches. They're the ones that go out the farthest.
Yep.
That's the most bang for your buck when you're buying per foot. So trimming those off, that's just wasteful. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I get just enough for the base to get in, And then usually I find one spot that I can get my hand in so I can water effectively every couple days. But I want to keep those big long branches from on the bottom. Oh man, I'm getting excited for my tree hunt this year. Eddie, you always don't buy a tree. You always go out into the wilderness and chop your own tree down. But every tree I've ever seen, it's just maybe the worst Christmas tree I've ever looked at.
It's a small cabin. I have to really specifically, it's got to
It
go
has
in the
nothing to do
corner.
with the cabin. It's never full. It doesn't look like you are even cutting proper Christmas trees.
No, I love what I come home with every year.
Let's put a photo up of one of Eddie's Christmas trees and tell me that it's not the most depressing thing you've ever looked at. There's barely enough branches ever to hold your ornaments.
We do kind of it is close sometimes. It's year to year. We're like, I think, okay.
I just think you guys go for a walk and then you're like, all right, who wants to head back? Let's just take this one. All right, what else you got?
Also from the Chris Cortazzo episode, not in the cool part of Malibu near the beach, I mean west. West of the beach is ocean.
I knew as soon as I said that people would make this comment, but it's like, am I really going to explain to them the geography of Malibu? Malibu is, you can go east and west on the PCH through Malibu. Santa Monica Bay hooks around, and my home, I stare out at the ocean due east. I watch sunrises over Santa Monica Bay. So I'm looking at the ocean, staring due east with the sun coming up. I knew I shouldn't have said it the right way just so people wouldn't have these dumb comments, but you get it. So next time you're, in front of a globe, a really big globe, I guess.
Globe.
You want to look at how Malibu wraps around. I mean, you really want me to blow people's minds here. LA, okay, which is on the west coast of California, and Tahoe, which is on the east coast of California. Actually, on a map, Tahoe is further west than Los Angeles. Does that blow your mind?
This is like Schmigadoon.
Nah, whatever.
From the haunted house episode. Tosh, all right, get that off my desk, please. Haunted house guy drags chainsaw blade across edge of new desk.
Okay, it wasn't his blade. I'm glad this person noticed it. Great comment. Send that person the plaque, the YouTube plaque, because I'm staring at it right now. The brand new table, I'm staring at the scratches from the box. I think what happened was the box that had sat in my garage for years had like gravel embedded into the cardboard. And when I set it down, I was like, oh, that's not good. And then when he pulled it, sure as shit, just gouged up the table the whole way across. Yeah, that's infuriating. Oh, well.
From Jesse's episode, his girlfriend designs adult toys. Get her on the show. That'd be a fun interview.
Couldn't agree more. Enjoy.
Tosh Show.
My guest today wants to make sure that all women, no matter where they are, on a subway, in a grocery store, at a PTA meeting, jury duty, or in their home, can pleasure themselves if the mood strikes. Please welcome jewelry sex toy designer, Ti.
Hi, thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Why are sex toys so taboo?
It's our culture. We live in a puritanical culture. I mean, sex, money, death, like all these things that I think are so important to our well-being, like we can't talk about it.
Is it just our country?
I think in other countries as well, but ours in particular.
You ever think that maybe God doesn't want women to have orgasms?
I think the patriarchy doesn't want women to have orgasms.
I mean, it's just so much goes into it. Jeez Louise.
See, that's exactly the problem why we have the orgasm gap.
I've learned a lot about this
Patience.
orgasm gap. I'm told it's around 40%, the gap.
Yeah, it's quite wide. Yeah.
I think it should be wider. 75 feels right to me.
Oh boy.
Well, it's just so, one is so simple. The other one's like, eh.
The issue is that you guys don't stay with it.
I know.
I know, like, you guys think it's supposed to be like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But it's like, no, you got to, like, take your time. And then when we're like, oh, we're coming. And then you guys then lose your mind and then, like, change speed. And then suddenly we're not able to come again.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is if any deviation, back to square one, that's frustrating for all parties.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of an enigma.
Now, T, do you believe in ghosts?
No, never seen it. Never happened to me.
Mm-hmm. You were born in Taiwan.
Correct.
Came to the States when you were 6?
Yes.
Did you know anything about America before you moved here?
Nothing. I didn't even speak English, so I was in ESL for like most of the 80s. I didn't even come to cultural consciousness till the 90s.
You moved to Atlanta?
Atlanta, correct.
Ah, beautiful Atlanta.
That's one perspective.
Do you remember living in Taiwan at all?
I do. It was a very nice place. I remember being able to walk in the streets and having street food. That's one of the big things Taiwan is known for. Like, the street food is so good.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember just the street food.
Do you go back?
Occasionally, yeah.
You a dual citizen?
No, I'm American.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was naturalized.
No, I figured as much, but I didn't know if you wanted. Is there any perks to having a second citizenship? A lot of people do that now.
Yes, because Taiwan's healthcare is so much better that
It is.
so many expats will actually go back and get like full body exams, or like if they have major healthcare issues like cancer, they'll actually go back and get treatment because it's way cheaper there and way better. I mean, it's actually state of the art.
I'm not going to treat any of my things. I'm just going out quick.
Hey, that's an approach.
Oh,
yeah, that's fair.
That's where I stand
That's
on
fair.
it. Did you like Atlanta?
It'll always be home. But
Are your parents' family still there?
yeah, my entire family. I'm the only black sheep that's outside of Atlanta.
Black sheep outside of Atlanta. That seems like there should be some comedy there, but I'm not going to say anything. What was growing up in Atlanta like?
For a young Asian person in a time that was very conservative and predominantly white, it was very isolating.
What did your parents do and what brought them over here in the first place?
Both my parents, they were academics, and they came here for basically the American dream. They wanted to have a better life for us, but being immigrants and their English was not very good. So when they came here, they couldn't really get like high-paying jobs. So they ended up starting a furniture store. So my mom, to this day, she still has the furniture store. We call her Mama Lou, and she's literally like 74, still running around the furniture store. So it's a all-American furniture place.
We
Brought
really
them here.
sold this the American dream thing. How did people find out about that? The world knows that there's this thing called the American dream. I find that fascinating.
Yeah, and you get here and you're like, it's not really that great.
No.
I mean, there are opportunities for sure. I mean, I am proof of that. But
Likewise.
yeah, it's not as
Just
good
funny
as
that
people
people.
think.
Just funny that people know. Like,
This American
let's
dream.
go there.
Yeah, there's some
They've
kind of propaganda that went around, and then you get here like, what?
Well, in fairness, they didn't do themselves any. They went to the dirty South. So. Yeah.
The South was great for music and culture. I mean, I was raised on TLC. I love the 90s music. I love hip hop. But like outside of that, fried chicken, Southern
TLC.
cuisine. I know. Love them.
What's your
them.
second favorite song of theirs?
Waterfall.
Oh, the first was which one?
No Scrubs.
Oh,
Of course.
I was thinking Waterfalls was one in my head. I forgot about No Scrubs. That's bad. Where did you go to college and what did you study?
I went to Georgia Tech, and I
You
studied.
just kept staying in Atlanta.
Yeah, I had a scholarship.
I mean, that's
we
a
didn't
great
have,
school. But
Yeah, we didn't have much money, and so I luckily had a scholarship, and it afforded me to go to Georgia Tech. And I looked at the curriculum, and I didn't want to be an engineer, so I ended up being an industrial designer.
And right after college, you eventually went to the Royal College of Art in London, where you received your master's degree in vibrators. Did I read that correctly or no?
No, it's called design products.
Okay.
Yeah, close enough.
Did
close
you
enough.
enjoy living there?
No, because they totally rip on you as an American. I mean, and, they do it as a term of endearment, but it was very, for American, I was just like, whoa, they're really nasty here. But really, they liked you, but they always just rip on Americans.
Have you always been interested in design?
Yes, since I learned what it was in college. I didn't know what it was in high school. I just liked art. But in college, when I learned about design and how it can impact people, that was like a life changer for me.
Where are some places that you worked?
I worked at Goody Hairbrushes. Goody, they also own Ace Comb, men's Ace Comb. which is like an iconic, like classic item for men. And then I worked at Trek Bicycle. I was their first female industrial designer there.
Do you like cycling of any kind?
No. And I was very honest with them during the interview. I was like, I haven't ridden a bicycle since I was like maybe 12. And
Yeah,
they're
but you never forget.
right, you never forget. That's true. And they're like, perfect, great. That's exactly what we want. We want someone who's like not a bike geek. And I was like, okay.
How'd you pivot from designing bikes at Trek to designing pleasure toys for women?
So I've always designed with a feminist lens. Like after working, I realized there were so few women working as an industrial designer, which really was concerning because there are things that are very specific to the female experience, like breastfeeding, that there weren't that many women working in products. And so for me, I just wanted to work on experiences that centered around women. And I was hired to do so at, for example, Trek. And then afterwards, vibrators interested me because I just saw a dearth of nice looking vibrators. I mean, for the most part, the landscape of vibrators were very, anatomically inspired. And that's great for some folks, but I wanted something that was discreet and beautiful. So that's when I decided to give it a go.
Vibrators are designed by men for the most part?
For the most part, historically, that's how they started. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the industry is so taboo that it doesn't draw a lot of talent and like serious like designers, engineers, and like business folks into the industry because people are like, oh, this is stigmatized. We shouldn't, And so it's kind of like always been this seedy kind of a way. But now it's maturing and they're sophisticated consumer products. At least that's how I view them.
So you're going to be able to clean up because it's like, oh, look, this industry that's got so much money has a bunch of knuckleheads running it, and I can just come in and
I wouldn't say that. I just think that, no. I think I just have a different perspective on how products could be because of my training and because of just my personal taste. Just like, as a comedian, you have a certain way, you form jokes, and that's true to you. And for me as a designer, I mean, I saw a landscape of products that for me were not for me, but they're for other people. I don't want to yuck other people's yum. But I just design in a different way. I want something that felt beautiful and was pretty.
You're not designing just the full gamut of sex toys, right?
Well, we do pleasure jewelry, and we have what we call fine bedside products. So they're vibrators, but they don't look anything like vibes. They look like mascara. They look just super chic and discreet.
Do you design any for men?
We don't.
Good.
Yeah.
You know why? Gross.
I mean, you guys haven't traditionally have had issues, so
right. We don't have issues.
We know when you finish.
We don't need anything. Putting stuff in us, and I don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, and so for women, it's not just always about insertion, because I think when people think of vibrators, they think a big old dildo, which, can't be
I
fine,
never
but-
think. I keep the two very separate.
Good, then you are enlightened. You're right. Vibrators are vibrators, dildos are dildos.
Dildos are weird, and vibrators are fine.
Yeah, and I just wasn't interested in designing, and reinventing the wheel. And
Sure.
so, yeah.
Well, it's not really a wheel, but we understand what you're saying there. Talk about the sex toy jewelry and why women should never leave home without it.
What I make is pleasure jewelry. It's a way that women can wear their pleasure if they want to. But the way they're designed, you can just remove the chain if that's not to your liking. You can leave it at home as just like a chic vibrator that you can leave at home.
Is it only necklaces?
We have necklaces and bedside products. So this, like as you see here, this is our best seller. It's called the Vesper. You can wear it out, obviously, but you can also remove it because some women, they feel very empowered when they wear this out. For example, this one woman, she's told me that she wears it to a first date. Like she brings it on to her to first dates because she wants to know immediately if, let's say, the guy that she's seeing, if he's going to have a problem with her using a vibrator, and she wants to know right off the bat.
Well, that seems like a crazy thing to have a problem with, but it also seems crazy on the other side to be like, hey, I brought my vibrator with me today.
But the thing is that it also creates conversations that you would not have had.
How many of those things on your neck are actual?
Two.
Okay.
So this one and this one as well.
Okay. I don't know. There's a lot of, you have a lot of
Yeah,
jewelry
I
on.
do.
I don't know.
I know, I'm kind of extra.
Do your friends think all of your accessories vibrate?
Some of them, but like for the most part, they expect it and yeah.
They're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, she's got new earrings. I'm sure that's...
Yeah, people, they do look at me like, is that right? No, this is just Apple Watch.
I mean,
They're like,
Apple Watch
yeah,
in a pinch could...
it could, but You're true. It does vibrate. It does vibrate.
The horseshoe one of yours that's like how is that supposed to be used?
So that's a dual motor vibe. So it has a motor on each. It's kind of like a little bunny ear type of thing. It basically surrounds the clitoris.
Okay.
Yeah. So
just put it on both sides of it there, straight in? Okay.
yeah. So just like very focused sensation.
I don't know. I
No, it's a
eyeballed
very
that-
legitimate question.
I eyeballed that one like, well, I don't know how to use it.
No, that's a very fair question because some people are like, where do you insert it? It's like, no. It's for to surround the clitoris.
And are different motors doing different things on that one?
It could.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
I got to toggle between those.
Very focused on the clitoris.
Do people designing sex toys study a lot of anatomy? Like, is there a doctor on the team or?
No, well, what we make external vibrators. So we focus on the clit from the external side because there are already a lot of products out there that are for internal use. So we don't make those.
Do you have to have a different, like, I don't know, is there different requirements for internal?
They're just more things that you have to think about.
Okay.
And for us, like I said, like what I make are things that don't exist, and that interests me as a designer and what we make as a company. And but there are plenty of other internal toys out there.
Are you every year designing like, oh, this is the 2024?
We have new products coming out every year. If that
That's what I'm saying. No, I meant like, that's the 2023 model. Like now you've got to upgrade, like the iPhone. Like you have to have the new.
No, we tend to like what sells. Like our first product was launched in 2012, and it's still a product that's in our line. So it's our flagship product. It's the world's first crowd-funded vibrator, and it's USB rechargeable, and that's still in our line. It's not like the iPhone where you refresh every year and you feel like you have to get the next best one. No, so it stays in our line for a long time.
Yeah, it's not like, at the end of the year, this vibrator starts conking out on us mysteriously so that you have to get the next one.
Well, we do have really good warranties. We have a 5-year coverage.
Do people actually return a vibrator and say, this one seems like something you might be like, you know what, I'll just buy a new one?
Yes, that too. But we actually have really good customer service. So, I mean, people are used to like not returning because they're embarrassed or whatever. But no, if you reach out to our customer service, we have a 1-year warranty and a 5-year coverage.
What's the hardest feature to engineer in a toy?
It's a balance between power and size. Like we're known for very compact, discreet vibes that are very sleek. And so getting power and battery life, that combination is a delicate balance because of the mass and how like the motor has to move a lot. Basically, it's just a delicate balance between the motor and the power and getting the right sensation.
What's the shortest length that a battery will last? 20 minutes? 30 minutes?
That completely varies because it depends on how hard you're driving the motor. So it can last a really long time.
You're saying if you're pressing hard, it drains it quicker?
No, actually, no. It has to do with how much you're trying to run. So if you run at a very low power, you can run it for hours. But then if you run at a very high power, it may last only 30 minutes.
Why do we have so many options with speeds and...
You're preaching to the choir. I feel the same way. I mean, our products is very simple. 4 or 5 speeds. We don't...
5 speeds? Who needs 5 speeds?
Well, some people like...
We need one or two. We need 2 speeds. We need and...
Sure. I mean, I like simplicity as well. And so for the most part, our products are very simple in speeds. But yes, there are people that with like 42, 32 speeds. And I get lost because you're just like scrolling through it.
And then you're pressing one button and it's just always like going to the next thing. And it's like, where was the one that you liked? I don't know.
Right. And then you have to scroll again to find the thing. I know. That's not good user interface.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not. I agree.
You ever have one die on you? That's always embarrassing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because then you have to get the extension cord out. No, I don't think that's it.
Well, ours is rechargeable, so there's no extension cords.
Well,
but yes,
I know, but you have to. Yeah. You can't ever keep it manually plugged in if it's dead.
No, we don't have any corded vibrators. We make all rechargeable ones.
They don't make any. You're always like everybody wants them quiet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, nobody wants a lawnmower.
That's what I was saying. What about like making it sound like a 5-horsepower Briggs and Stratton that needs to be choked? That might be interesting. No? Nobody wants to hear those noises?
I'm sure there's somebody. Like there's always something for someone.
I like the idea of like, oh my goodness, there's a lawnmower between my legs.
If you like that power, I'm sure you can find a toy like that.
That's the thing. There's always something for everybody,
That's exactly. Yeah,
That's disturbing.
Yeah.
When your company is making these elegant, tasteful little items, why is anyone still buying that giant Hitachi magic wand that looks like a bowling pin?
But that is still a classic. That is a classic.
But who are these people?
I have a lot of respect for the Hitachi. I mean, well, okay.
It's the size of an arm.
Absolutely. And the power it has is a corded, like you said, it's like a corded thing and has like so much power. For some people, that's what they need to get off.
And go to an amusement park. Jesus.
Or sit on a washing machine.
Right. Did people actually do that with the washing machines?
Absolutely. I mean, according to, 60s housewives, like...
All right, so you have a soft spot for Hitachi's magic wand.
There are just so many things. Like you said, there's something for everyone. And the Hitachi is one genre of wand products that is just iconic. And then there are a bunch of other stuff. And so sometimes you're in different mood for different things.
And even make music?
No, not ours. No.
Do we want music on there? What about smell? Yeah, like a scent? No?
People have played with scented silicone. I don't think it's I don't think it's caught on.
Is there something to, if people get addicted to vibrators, that it becomes even harder for them to be pleased?
No, that's a false.
That's
false?
A
myth. That's a myth.
That's a myth.
Yeah. I mean, it's like any muscle memory. Like in the beginning, if you overstimulate it, they may not feel anything, but that's only for like maybe a few hours or whatever. But it's not a permanent nerve damage or anything like that.
I'm gonna ask you. I haven't asked many personal sexual questions, but do you remember your first vibrator?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you still own it?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Ew. That was from like a shop in downtown Atlanta, and it was one of those classic like long bullet vibe with like a rotary dial with like huge like I think it was like double C batteries, like
C, not D,
or D, or I don't know.
No, it didn't have D. Jesus, D.
But they were huge.
D is one of those mag lights that you use to like beat somebody with.
Yeah, but it was like that. It had that same girth. Like, yeah, I know.
Goodness,
I know. Yeah, no, I don't have that anymore.
What do you need to like make the business go to the next level?
Like you wearing it. And no.
I don't think that's going to help. No, I'm not against that, but I don't think that does much.
No, it would take, I think, culture to shift even a bit more and just people being more open-minded. Because right now we have a lot of issues where we can't advertise. We've not been able to advertise in the 15 years of the company. Like, can you imagine, like, being a company and you're not allowed to market because all of the social media platforms, they just do not allow vibrators of any kind, or actually many women's doctor who, like, take care of things like pelvic floor issues. Like, they're not allowed to advertise their services.
But, like, can Kim Kardashian hold your thing up on Instagram and say, I love this vibrator?
Perhaps. Yeah, she can as an organic content, but I don't think that would be able to be, like, boosted or used as an ad or anything like that.
Interesting. I didn't know it was that strict.
It is very, very strict. And in fact, like, we're constantly in Instagram jail because, like, actually just the other day, we had a video of a woman, because we launched a ring, and in the promo video, she was just eating an orange. And the orange was dripping, and immediately it got flagged, and then now we can't go live for days. Anyway, so
it was a juicy orange, wasn't it?
It was a very juicy orange.
By the way, is this ring? What are you supposed to keep it on your finger while you're wearing it?
It's a finger vibe.
Yeah,
but it's also like a really bold like statement ring for like
right. But
occasion.
I'm saying, if you're using it, are you supposed to take it off, or do you keep it on your finger while you
keep it on your finger? So it's just like a very you can direct where you want the vibration.
That would be a nice wedding ring.
Yep.
Let them know right ahead where you're at. Oh, I just thought of an idea.
Yeah.
What about something with nails? Where like like sometimes when you get nails done, like people like put a jewel or something like that. What if we can put like a tiny little motor engine in there, make your fingers shake basically?
Oh wow! Put a pin on. Maybe that's our collaboration.
I mean, that's probably not something you want to go at. You end up feeling like you have like Parkinson's or something. That's. Although that's probably an upside to Parkinson's that not a lot of people talk about in this taboo culture, that they can take care of themselves.
I hadn't thought of it that way.
Well, I'm just trying to look at like an upside to your hand having tremors.
No.
How often are we supposed to clean these?
You're supposed to clean before and after use.
And how much cleaning are we talking about? Like just a little rinse, a little wipe down?
Depending on how messy you got it.
Yeah, what if it's not that messy?
Then quick rinse is fine.
Okay, that seems fine. Are these dishwashers safe?
No, these are not dishwasher safe. Yeah, they're waterproof. We make waterproof products, but the dishwasher, that's a very, very high bar.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I don't know what that would even entail. What did your parents think when you took this turn in your career?
My dad was concerned immediately because, I'm his little girl, and he's like, oh my God, like when people think about vibrators, they immediately think of adult toy industry. And honestly, those two, there's some overlap, but for the most part, like, we don't have porn stars walking in and out of our offices or anything like that. And so I had to explain to him, no, we're very, like, actually quite bland. Like, if you came into our design studio, like, we could be designing printers and you would not know. It's just...
I wouldn't. I have no idea what goes into a printer or a vibrator.
Well, it just looks like a, well-lit, brightly lit studio, that we make products. And so my dad was at first concerned, but when he saw that, I was happy and I was able to support myself, and he's cool with it. And my mom...
What if it gets too popular? Then will he be like, oh, this is a lot, honey?
He's fine with it as long as it doesn't come up in certain family situations. Okay.
Do you send them out as like stocking stuffers?
No.
Okay.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, sometimes I feel like I should, but at the same time, because sometimes people, they just want an excuse to try something new and they wouldn't buy it for themselves. But at the same time, I don't ever want to push my products on other people.
You've never just set one on your mom's nightstand?
I've asked her if she wanted one. She's just like, no, I'm good. And I was like, okay. So, all right, fair enough.
I bought my mother-in-law a vibrator once.
You did?
Uh-huh.
I'm really gullible, so I
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. It's not funny if I didn't do it.
Well, I don't know. Half the time I can't.
I bought my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, my wife.
What kind did you get?
I don't know. It was just I went to a shop and just got small, like discreet little vibrators, and I gave them out at Christmas, and then like a few months later, I heard they laughed when they opened it, blah blah blah. But then a few months later, they were all together talking, and my sister-in-law was like, "You guys kept those?" And they both were like, yeah. And it was just funny because she had obviously given it away or something. The other ones were like, yeah, no, we were happy with the gift.
You'd be surprised at how many women, they are delighted to receive vibrators because
then they don't have to do the horrible thing of going into one of these weird sex shops and dealing with people.
That's one of the reasons why this whole industry, people... The shopping experience sucks, the products suck. And so all in all, like, if someone can just give you something nice, like...
Are you on Amazon?
We are on Amazon out of necessity.
Do you hate Amazon?
It's not my favorite, but we are on there.
You don't have to say you hate it. I mean, it's just so simple. It's hard, but I get...
Convenience is a big thing.
Do you deal with, go to these conventions? Or are you like, oh, this is a lot?
I have been many, many times.
Those things are intense.
For me, they're super intense because I don't like people. I don't like being around people.
Well, sure.
And so just like
And now you're around a certain type of people that want to go around and just get free sex stuff.
But also, I think as a woman in that space, they view you as like booth babe kind of thing.
Booth babe, is that a term?
Booth babe.
Booth babe.
Babe.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
They view you as a booth babe, and it's it's not a great feeling, but it's slowly changing. Yeah, I mean,
somewhat flattering to be referred to as a booth babe, but I understand that it's a lot. I always give people a gift on the show. Here, a couple things. One, I just was like, hey, honey, whose toothbrush is this? Because it looked sexy. She goes, I don't know where it came from because I don't use it, but it vibrates. So I wanted you to have that.
Okay.
I'm not going to plug them, but it seems like a nice toothbrush. Burst. I've never heard of it. Now I got you a new toothbrush. I want you to give this to your husband. This is the shirt that I wore during our interview because it's so hideous. I was like, oh, but I thought it was funny because it was like Burning Man-ish.
Okay.
But, whatever. It's been properly cleaned.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so take that shirt.
Thank you. He would love that.
I used to do a TV show called Tosh Show. I gave away all the T-shirt merch. I thought I did, but then I found 2 more boxes in my garage, so I'm furious. But then this was just boxes of, I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's like just shot glasses and other kind of weird things.
Can I open them?
Yeah, I don't care. They're yours.
Oh, they are shot glasses.
Yeah, and since you have a tiny house, you can use them as regular glasses.
Perfect. Oh, so thoughtful.
These can't all be tiny.
They're still coming?
No, there's more. There's different. Oh, look at this. This is a...
Is that a flute?
Oh, that's a Tosh Show.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, man.
We would use that.
No, you're going to...
Absolutely.
You're going to just give all this stuff. Hold on. Thanks for getting it off the desk. I normally have to yell at people. There's a lot of these things in here. A lot of glasses. Why did we have... Did we ever sell any of this stuff? Why did I...
I don't think so.
Do you drink?
I don't.
Well, you're gonna. The other
maybe
one,
I should start
the
now.
water bottles would be nice because you can
I
give
drink
those.
water. Yeah.
Well, you give
Okay.
those to people, and then they don't have to reuse plastic. What is this? Oh, it's something else. It doesn't matter. This is nice. You're gonna love all that. That's all I've got
Thanks.
right now. How did you and Jesse meet?
We were introduced through a mutual friend that I went to the Royal College of Art with, and we met, and we instantly was indifferent towards one another.
Oh, that's so romantic.
I know. Like, we always met at parties, and on the surface, he thought I was some party girl because we were always at events. We basically end up being the last people who were still single among our friend group.
So you just like, all right,
and
we're
one
left.
night we did like, we did MDMA, and
What is that? Is
everything.
that's Molly? Is that ecstasy?
Yes, yeah, without the speed.
Okay.
So it's pure MDMA. That was the best thing for us because we're two people that are so in our heads all the time that it helped us like get more in tune with ourselves, and literally like after that night, we've been together ever since.
You and Jesse live off grid, right? Way off grid.
Well, we're working on an off-grid workshop in Tiny Home, and we live in Indio. Like,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Coachella.
you might not move into this off grid thing
Well, we're planning on staying there. Yeah.
full time.
I think we would probably most likely
Shoes
have.
alone.
Oh, I know.
You're-
It's already like my.
You can't
my clo-
downsize to 6 pair of shoes.
No,
That's nonsense.
No. But the thing is, I can see us having like a place maybe in LA, and then that's our weekend thing.
Okay, this is a much better perspective. He took you to his horrible world, Burning Man. Tell me honestly, was your experience going to Burning Man? He loves to talk about the dust.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, just part of the experience. You don't know when it's going to come. So, like, I absolutely hated the first few days, and he was worried for me because I was just, like, not here. But I pushed through, and luckily the dust passed, and suddenly the sun, came out, and it was just beautiful blue skies, and all the art that had been, it was like in the process of being built, all like got set up, and it was just a whole new world, and it was just super, super inspiring.
Would you go again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. He turned you. I
Yeah.
can't believe it. Oh, you got to stay strong on that one.
No, because I think that we get in such a habit of just going through day to day. And if we're in a situation that is just so uncomfortable, you start to create these memories and you start to think things differently. I think at my age, I mean, I'm 44, I'm going to be 45 this year. I can feel myself getting into like just like, this is what I want, this is what I like. And I don't like that. I like to just continue to experience new things.
You ever think about combining your two worlds and his like ability to make these big structures and like make the world's largest like vibrator?
That is a really good art.
I mean,
art
maybe it's not
endeavor.
even art. Maybe like it's actually functional. You just go up to it and rub up on it. I don't know. It shakes.
No, I honestly don't sell yourself short. I really think that there's some art endeavor in there. No, I love that.
I just don't know.
love that.
Legally, you probably can't have people,
I'm sure some cities
rubbing
might
up
be
against
all
your things.
upset about it, but definitely there's a lot of art
That could be what you're giving back to the people at Burning Man. Here, go.
Absolutely. No, we've thought about it. We've thought about it.
Is your goal to get into other stores besides sex stores, but like actual jewelry stores?
Yeah, I mean, that would be really great. I mean, I want to make pleasure mainstream. I think that as a culture, we shy away from talking about these really important things that impact us, like pleasure. And the more that we can get our products in more mainstream stores, like we're in online Nordstrom and Ulta Beauty and some more, avant-garde like jewelry shops.
Okay.
We love to get into more of those boutiques.
What about the fact that you're wearing jewelry that has been downstairs? Is that weird?
Not for me and not for other people, but it's totally fair if it's weird, to you.
I like the idea of wearing it now. Now I feel like this is going to be my new chain.
I brought one for you.
You serious?
I did.
Oh, well, I know someone's going to be excited about that. Well, although I can't wear a necklace that's a vibrator, right? 'Cause I have young kids that I'm always holding, and any necklace I have, they grab and put it in their mouth. And I
Okay.
know that
Okay.
there's like a...
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That just
I
seems
know,
like
it's
something I don't want to watch.
That's fair.
My precious
That's fair.
little girl.
You're not ready to have that conversation just yet.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no.
know. Not now. I get it. I follow.
What did you bring?
Okay.
I'm curious now.
Okay. It's over there, though. I have to go get
You
it.
can do whatever you need
Okay,
to do.
okay.
You're not.
Alright.
You're not forced to be here. I don't know if I've ever received a sex toy as a gift.
Okay. Well, you're about to.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right. So the first one is for you.
By the way, your packaging is nice. Your font is beautiful. And, listen, I love a black or a pewter, whatever we're looking at here. Oh, look at this. I see that.
And it has your name engraved on it.
You serious?
Yep.
This is not nothing. Guys.
Yeah.
Huh? An ally.
Love it. Love a male ally.
You know, people always talk about, is there ever a moment where you were like, oh, I've made it in my career? And I'm going to say right now, seeing my name on a vibrator might be the single greatest. Now, how does it come out? Do I just pull it or twist it?
No, there's a button on there.
So this part, the part that's just out and about is the part that does the work. I was curious
Yes.
about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so just push the button.
Well, I understand now, but
Is it on? Oh, now it's on. Okay.
I don't want to ding it.
Good RPMs.
It is very quiet because otherwise you would not know it's on.
We're pulsing, guys. We're pulsing. Oh, now we're just a low tremble. This is for your first timers right here.
Yeah, there's a low, medium, high, and then there's a wave pattern.
That's it? Low,
Yep.
medium, high wave pattern.
That's it.
So the
Simple.
wave pattern doesn't have a low, medium, high.
It's low and high, low and high. The magic of our engineering.
How do I turn it off? Just hold it? Now, when you turn it back on, does it go to the last setting that it was on, or does it go to the next one?
It just goes back to the low.
It starts back at the top.
Yeah, but at the low. Yeah.
Look at that.
And that's USB rechargeable and waterproof.
Waterproof. I like the necklace as well. I don't know if it'll make it over my head.
It should. Unless you have a really big head.
It's enormous.
Oh, okay. Let's give it a go. Oh, almost. It's getting there. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Ah, nice.
You know those people who wear those nails as jewelry? Yeah, I don't want people to confuse me with them, okay? I'm not the nail guy. This is lovely.
And then this one is probably
no.
for your wife.
Well, wait,
and you.
wasn't this one for my wife? Who's this one for?
Well, that's for you and your wife.
I know,
Yeah,
but I mean, what am I supposed to do with this?
So-
By the way, these boxes are, how much does this run me?
That is 98 retail with engraving 108. Yeah.
$108.
Yeah.
That's not bad, right? Think of the work that'd save you. You just wear this on a first date and let them know.
So true.
Oh, no.
So that's the ring.
This is a ring. Now, it'll stretch? Okay. I just wear this ring around? Oh, no, you're saying this is for her.
It can for her or for you to use with her.
And you just press the back? Mm-hmm. Does it need to be charged? Oh, this has to be pulled off first.
Right, correct.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if this goes to my wife. This is such a nice regift. This is high quality stuff here. I love it all. Isn't it silly that you can't advertise this, but like they can bombard us with boner pills on virtually every platform?
Yep.
Oh, you can get a boner, but good luck,
Getting pleasure.
good luck her having a good time with it. That's just sexist is where it comes from.
The patriarchy.
Guys, I'm loaded. This is exciting stuff here. Your products are like it is like getting a new Apple gear.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Thank
like,
you.
oh,
Appreciate
this
that.
is nice. This
Thank
is like
you.
what's coming out of here. All it needs now is just that thin film of plastic that I peel off to let me know that it's. Thank you, T, for being on the show. I hope everyone, gets satisfied.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
Tosh Show.
Well, that about does it. But first, we need to do some business, okay? I want to thank T for being on the show. They don't make them like that in Atlanta anymore.
Nice. Yeah.
I can't wait to get home and gas this thing up. Give her a ride. Anyway, what else? We got some plugs. Boyswearpink.com. Buy something cute for your kids. toshshowstore.com. Buy something cute for yourself. Come see Eddie and I on tour. Go to eddiegosling.com. Go to danieltosh.com. Got new tickets for next year's Vegas. That'll be fun. What's the last segment, Carl? Free plug. Free plug. Give me an F. Give me an R. Give me an E. Free. Free plug. Huh. This is a good one. Guys, tickets are on sale now for the 44th annual Talkatina Bachelor Auction being held December 7th at the Sheldon Community Arts hangar located at 222 49D Street in Talkatina, Arkansas. Talkatina. Am I saying that right?
I feel like that's as close as we're going to get.
Talkatina. It's a Talkatina bachelor auction. What is a bachelor auction, you ask? Well, this is a charity, I'm guessing. It's where women bid on men. Oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you even allowed to do that in this current political environment? And that man goes to the highest bidder, and he is forced to have a child.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm kidding about that part. His selling people, it seems like something we shouldn't be doing. But anyway, all right. 100% of the proceeds raised by the Talkatina Bachelor Society will go to women and children in need in the local area. And if I know Arkansas, there are tons of people in need. All right, once again, this isn't human trafficking that I'm aware of. It's just a charity. What does purchasing a bachelor get you? Okay, well, that's good. Well, it gets you a drink and a dance at the bachelor ball that immediately follows the auction. Oh, all right. Also, many of the bachelors will have additional items like excursions or certificates up on the block with them to sweeten the deal. Oh, okay, so you got a guy that's, maybe a little older, maybe hair thinning, maybe his body isn't strong, but he's got a coupon for, say, a Jersey Mike sub. You're gonna be interested. The bachelors range in age from 21 to 70. Oh man, get one of those 70-year-olds. Hear about his dead wife. Anyway, get there early. Organizers want you to know that while the bachelors themselves are not married, they encourage all ladies to attend, no matter your relationship status, which seems like they're encouraging infidelity, but it's for women and kids in need, so I guess everybody will be looking the other way for one night. Head over to TalkatinaBachelors.com/ball for more information about this evening full of sin. See you guys next week.
Tosh Show.
Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show.